I think that the effectiveness of my research was effective to a certain extent because I joined a new group to do the mini documentary because it was kind of the same, but I feel like more research could have been put into the actual mini documentary idea because it was just mainly like vox pops and things, but I think if they put a bit of the research into the work, that it would have been a better outcome. And I think that if we used it more wisely, then we would have a better result to the end of our documentary. Our documentary wasn't fit to purpose, I feel, because I believe that we could have done more like shots of landmarks and things to do with Bristol, because it ended up being like a voiceover on some nice scenery shots, but it wasn't to the standard that I thought we could have done as a group. I feel like the planning of the whole mini project idea went well because I formed an idea from a newspaper article, and I think that I done my research to a high standard kind of, because I didn't just leave it at that. I went to explore like different newspapers as well as just the one, and going out and speaking to people and forming an online survey to get first-hand data from people that wouldn't necessarily say that they like to live here. So it wasn't a one-sided thing, it was a survey where everyone had a chance to say what they felt. Like even if they just moved here or they live here or they're studying, they all had something good to say, which helped me better my idea for my proposal. I think that planning the schedules and the shoots and things could have been a little bit better, but on a whole it was absolutely alright, I suppose. And also I think when it comes to the production, that as a team we could have worked a bit better to let each other know like what was going on and what needed to be done in order for us to communicate better, so that we can all feel satisfied with the film we have done. I think that the things that were a little bit off was like when we went to go and film people for Vox Pops, it became a thing like if we went up to them and they said no, that we'd get disheartened. But I think the good thing about that is we carried on and we didn't give up, and we chose to like go about it as just try other people, and if that doesn't work then like contact closer contacts like family and stuff to see if they can help us out. The film as a whole I think had some pretty decent shots of like landmarks, but I think it could have interpreted more of the side of when we was doing the interviews, the people, like showing more of the interviews like face to face, because just talking over a few filmed shots I don't think was as good as it could have been, and we should have added extras. Like I think when we captured some of the stuff it was more better than just cutting it out and just leaving it to a voiceover and what we're seeing on the screen. We did have some really good interviews and like different shots to cut to, but as again I think as a group we didn't communicate that on a level where we should have, and a lot of stuff was cut out of it and we were unaware until like the final edit, which was just we couldn't do anything about. I think I did well on the sound, but when it came to the edit it wasn't edited to the standard I would have liked it to be edited to, because there was the music on the documentary was a bit loud and some of the sound was distorted, where they didn't take off some of the like extra background noise. I think that the audience feedback was eye-opening, as they have said basically the shots were alright, but some of them were a bit shaky, which we could have used a tripod for. We had one, but we didn't utilize it, which I think wasn't a good idea. And I also think that the sound really let it down a bit, because as I was saying, the audience said, "Oh, why is it so low?" And then there was bits where in the documentary where the sound was too low or too high, or there was like distortion or too much background noise, which you could have prevented with a windshield sort of thing. And they said that the editing was a bit average, like there wasn't any colour correction or things like that, and I believe that we could have really improved that as a whole. But for myself individually, I think that I'd done the best that I could do on this project, because I had an input and I tried to help like do certain things, but it wasn't up to me because it wasn't my idea, it was someone else's, so I just left them to do what they wanted to do. I think that the film is alright, but it could be better, and next time I do a project, I know that I would like to be a bit more organised, like with the director telling us what they want us to do, what time, where we're going to be, and make sure we get things done on that specific day, because when it doesn't get done on that specific day, it then becomes a rush, and then everybody starts getting stressed out, and then in the editing just there isn't enough time. So I think the timings and organisations need to be better on everyone's behalf.